Hey, good morning, Felipe. How are you, my friend?
Good morning, Dave. I'm doing really well.
I
Glad
was
to be
I was
here.
I was playing around with my settings here, and by golly, the intro came to an end. So here we are. Good morning, everybody. Coffee with Dave, and yes, I am sitting outside at 6 a.m. at San Dimas, California. It is a beautiful morning. Hazy. Look at the smoke haze that's happening here. There's quite a bit of it from all of the fires that are going on in and around the California area, which is a big issue. And the geese, if you can hear the geese in the background, they decided to all start chiming in this morning. Felipe, what kind of coffee are you drinking this morning?
I am drinking just black coffee this morning, Dave. That's how I usually take it. Just some regular Dunkin' Donuts blend coffee, which is lovely. How about yourself?
Yep, I have a black Brazilian coffee, French pressed. So I love a French press. I'm a coffee snob, Felipe, big coffee snob. So I have to say. So, Felipe, you are joining us this morning for one reason and one reason only. We had some mutual connections in the industry which connected us. And out of those mutual connections, you do a podcast as well. And you do a podcast similar to what I'm doing on the video side of it. And that is about moving construction forward. Where's the innovation happening? How do we build better, smarter, healthier homes? Accurate?
That is completely accurate, Dave. 100%. Yeah, we've got some really good, powerful friends that are good influencers on me, our mutual friends. I'll say a shout out to Brittany. She inspired me to start my show. And
Brittany Campbell.
Brittany Campbell, the one and only.
Yeah,
And my
yeah. We had
show,
Brittany on the show.
it's the Easier, Better for Construction podcast, also known as the EBFC show.
The EPFC show. And where do people find this? You're all over the place, right? You're on Apple and iHeart and
Right. I'm on
Spotify.
almost every streaming device for podcasts and on YouTube and twitch.tv like yourself, Dave.
Right, right. I tell you, when I watch and I listen to you and I'm looking, I'm like, man, one of these days I'll get back in the studio and have all the sound mixers and all the fun stuff. I mean, you sound great, by the way, and you look great. So,
Thank you, Dave.
Felipe, before I hop into my regular show here, why don't you tell everybody who you are, what you do, why you do it? And we want to know everything from the moment you were born to this very moment in time. Do not leave out any of the good stuff from the hospital, or I'll call Brittany Campbell and she'll call your mother. And Brittany will come on this show and she will throw you under the bus with all the embarrassing moments in your life. But you only got 2 minutes to do it. So why don't you tell everybody who you are real quick?
She has a lot. So it was a beautiful day, the day I was born. No, I'm just kidding. So my name is Felipe Engineer-Manriquez, and I have been in the construction industry my entire career for over 20 years, building in large commercial construction, everything from healthcare to higher education, high schools, and many things in between, including some solar fields, from tens of thousands of dollars to multi-billion-dollar construction. That's where I've been playing. And for the last, let's call it 11 years, I've been passionate about lean construction. And in half of that time, I discovered Agile and Scrum, which is a beautiful management framework, Dave, that I am super passionate about. It comes right from here and less from here. And with those methods and principles and values, I've been able to become an internal consultant inside of McCarthy Building Companies, a multi-billion-dollar general contractor, where we spread these things across the entire United States. We work from coast to coast. And then at night, as if we already said, I'm the host of the EBFC show, the Easier, Better for Construction podcast, EBFC. And that's where I bring in industry experts from all over the world talking about how we're making construction better today. And that's what really connected us, Dave. You and I are connected right here at the heart because we're both working passionately to improve and shine some light on the industry that doesn't always otherwise get the brightest of lights.
Yeah, I have a good friend of mine, Miles Biggs, said we shine sunshine on people who normally don't get to see the sun. So, all right. Outside of the showmanship, which you are good, I love it. I love it. I love the mic. I love the sound mix, and the fun of it. But let's get down to the nuts and bolts here, Felipe. How important is it for people like you and myself to get more people like you and myself doing what we do to grow this industry, to grow the knowledge, to grow where it's going. And why I say this is, we get pretty good at doing our podcasts and our live streams and our videos and what have you. But the reality of it is, this is not the retirement plan for you, for me, for anything else. Not at all. What it is it's a growth platform to help spread the word, spread the knowledge, and network and get the ideas out there, get the thoughts out there. In your mind, how do you feel that this platform has been working for you and for your guests?
This has been one of the most magical things that I've done, Dave. I've had just an enormous outpouring, positive response, amazing positivity from people in the industry, from people thinking about joining construction as a career choice and people that have been working in it for decades. And a lot of people don't know this, Dave, but in the world, about 1 out of 6 people work in the construction supply chain. That's a massively large number. And just in the United States alone, Dave, it's a $3 trillion industry. There are a lot of people, over 11 million, working in construction just in the U.S., including Alaska and Hawaii. Yeah. And so all of that, if we have to, I'm driven to bring those stories forward so that people can see that it is a great place to work, and we need your full creativity to make it an even better place to work. And that's what drives me. I do this show with my guests for that very same purpose. And when I saw your show, Dave, and my friend said, you need to know Dave Cooper. He is the best storyteller in the world in this space. And I said, I was like, let me check. And I checked and I was, yes, he is. 2 thumbs up. Dave Cooper is an amazing storyteller. So I'm a huge fan of yours, Dave. And thank you for having me on and spending some coffee time with you.
Yeah, no, and I'm becoming a fan of yours, because I honestly, I said the word showmanship earlier, but we have to have a little bit of entertainment value to keep people's attention, and I absolutely love your approach and your fun, and that's half the battle to keep people engaged, especially the younger generation. They don't need another old guy sitting up here going, well, EC22 minded, right? They don't want that, right? It's kind of like remember Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yes, I do remember.
Spicoli with the teacher, right? We don't need that type of teacher. Well, if I'm here, but so you're right. The numbers on how big our industry are super powerful now.
Right.
But what's even more powerful is the lack of skilled labor in our industry. We have a 400,000, I think, a deficit of skilled, of housing and skilled labor. Where do we make that up in our industry? How do we make housing affordable? And how do we make up hundreds of thousands of jobs of non-skilled labor, bringing skilled labor back into what we do? So all the numbers are great. The industry's big, but the industry is no good if we don't have the people to make it happen.
That's right. I think right now we're sitting in commercial construction, Dave, at 1 million person deficit in just commercial construction that we need. There are 1 million jobs that could be filled right now. We need people to get excited. We need people from laborers, carpenters, people that can weld. We need everything. Plumbers, even plumbers, my friend Jesse would say, even plumbers are in demand. So if you've got kids and you're listening to this show with Dave and your kids are of age to be thinking about a career in the trades or be thinking about a career in construction management side, right. Yes, encourage your kids. It is a great industry where so many of us have made a lifetime career, just like Dave has, like myself. And there are people like us in the industry making a better place to work, a safer place to work, a more profitable place to make a career. You can make a great living in the trades as well.
Yeah, for sure. All right, listen, everybody, if you are just tuning in, we are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Felipe, why are we going to Twitch?
Why do we go to Twitch? Because that's where the young people, the future builders, are on twitch.tv, Dave. That's why we go to Twitch.
That's right. And guess who else is on Twitch? Mr. Greg Ugaldi. Felipe, do you know who Greg Ugaldi is?
I don't, but I feel like I should.
Yeah, you definitely should. Greg Ugaldi is the head of the National Association of Home Builders. He is the guy that updates politicians, presidents, and everybody in between. And he's been a builder and a developer pretty much all of his career. So Greg Ugaldi is a good person to know. Greg, thanks for joining us this morning. I hope you're well. And Greg is also on our show once a month, giving updates from the top of the National Association of Home Builders. So love to see it. Jen, Dave's screen is a bit blurry. Am I blurry to you this morning, Felipe?
You are just a touch blurry, Dave, but your audio is coming through. So I am receiving your message, all of you. It's coming my way.
Yeah, that's the thing about this live streaming stuff on location. I am sitting out on a lake, but you know what? How about this? I gotta fix.
Yeah,
I gotta fix. We can always do that fix. All right. So being that live location, blurry, and all the fun things that are happening, as long as my audio is clear, then I think we're good. It's kind of funny. I got some kids running around here wanting to jump in front of the show. That's why it caught me off guard. I'm sitting here doing the show. I had to hike in this morning. I couldn't get into where I was going this morning, so I had to hike in 1.5 miles to do this show. All right, Felipe, let's get back to it here, and let's round up so I can get into everything that I have going on this past week and what's coming up in the future week here. So, Felipe, for everybody that's out there, you and I are getting ready to do a podcast as well. It's going to be released on September 29th is the goal for that. Is that correct?
That is absolutely 100% correct. Good memory, Dave.
I love the dingers. What was the other one you did? The pixie dust?
No, I have when I was born and angels were singing.
There you go. There you go. Angels were singing in the moonlight. So let me try this, Felipe. I don't like that my signal dropped off. It was perfectly wonderful when we started.
It was perfect. But ladies and gentlemen, while Dave makes that adjustment, I want to just showcase one of the beautiful things that Dave and I have in common. He is an agilist. He is committed to adapting and changing. Change is the only thing that is guaranteed in life, everyone. So if you're listening to this and you're watching Dave make the change on the fly, the fact that he can do that shows how skilled he is. Now your audio is coming in high definition, Dave. It's beautiful. I can't hear you, but I can see you, and you look crisp, super crisp, but you're still muted. So once he unmutes himself, he can take credit for being such a great agilist. Agile. There we go.
All right.
Just kill that other camera feed or your computer feed, and then he's all good. He'll be in. We can see him. Look at how beautiful those clouds look, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you wish you were in that San Dimas Lake with Dave right now? It is just a gorgeous, beautiful day. It's probably just the computer audio.
How are we working now?
That works now. And unfortunately, when you take that other stream off stage, we lose the sound of your beautiful voice, Dave. I know, it's so sad. We can't hear Dave. There we go. Now we're good. Hey, that works.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yes. All right. So Greg Ugaldi helping fix what we have fixing. Let me see if I can get this put up here, and we will continue with the show. But you can see I got a beautiful background. I'm sitting on a lake right here. Let me just show everybody real quick.
Oh, yeah. Look at that lake.
Isn't that nice?
Man, that seagull is not even shy. It's just going to come up right behind you. I'll tell you if it gets too close to you.
But here's the issue, right? Look how far the water is down. You know, this is a big issue right now in California with everything going on and the wildfires and everything else. So these are the things that we're dealing with out here. All right, listen, Greg says perfect. So I'm happy that we're perfect now. That's what we needed. Felipe, we are going to jump into some of our what is happening and where we started, where we're coming from this past week. Does that sound like a good plan?
Sounds great.
All right. So let's get into it. We started off this Monday's expert interview with Devin Peary, Executive Director, Business Improvement Programs at the National Association of Home Builders. Now, Devin Peary is also the man, the myth, the legend who got the Building Systems Council group within National Association of Home Builders to where it is today. It is growing, and it is growing super, super quick, and we're super excited to have Devin on the show. But we didn't have Devin on the show just to have him on. We were talking about upcoming events. We are looking at having the Building Systems Summit, Felipe, if you hear me,
I hear it.
in Atlanta in September. It's not 100% on the books yet, but it's pretty much on the book. So we were doing a formal, informal type announcement that it is coming up, and it's super important because, the NAHB, Building Systems Council, is always bringing together concrete, log, timber, modular, panelized home builders, and so many more, not only here, but around the world. It is the one place, Felipe, where all organizations come together. All organizations.
I love that.
And that's where the difference is. It isn't the MHBI. It isn't the components industry. It's all of them come together as one. And I'm trying not to shake my camera here too much. I talk with my hands and then I get myself in trouble. So
it's all good, man.
All right. So that's a Monday expert interview show with Devin. You definitely want to go check it out. You'll get all the updates and all the learnings that one should get from that show. The National Association of Home Builders is doing big things. We also have the International Builder Show that a lot of prep and planning is going into, that is coming up in February in Orlando. So stay tuned for that and many, many other things. Oh, and just to let the cat out of the bag, for the summit at the National Association of Home Builders, if everything goes as planned, yours truly will be the MC for the entire event. I will be up there MCing the whole Building Systems Summit event in Atlanta, Georgia. So make sure you join us, please.
All right.
All right.
When that happens, you're going to have this happening too. People are going to raise the roof for Dave Cooper MCing. That's awesome.
Raising the roof. Hey, listen, that's what we do, right? Hopefully it's a Building Systems roof. What about Monday? Oh, how could I forget, Greg? My sincerest apologies. You are absolutely right. So I was on with Devin Perry at the, from NAHB, Felipe, and we went live. And then all of a sudden the camera panned, and who was sitting next to him? Greg Ugaldi. Greg Ugaldi. The other myth, the other legend.
The man, the myth, the legend.
I hope I didn't hurt your feelings. No, I'm just kidding. Greg's a hoot, man. When you meet Greg, you'll find he's a lot of fun to hang out with him. The week prior, he was on with Judy Donnell, who was the head of all associate members. I think that rule might have changed. Greg, you can correct me if not, but I think that's funny. You got to check him out. Check him out. All right, where are we now? Let me go back to my Wednesday's product spotlight. Building from the top down. Daniel Esparza. Have you ever seen Building from the Top Down, Felipe?
I've only seen a touch of it, and you mentioned it to me the last time. You just tantalized me with what he's doing there. You got to tell me more, Dave.
Yeah, so Building from the top down. I mean, think about it this way. You take any building over 10 stories, 40 stories on up, you're basically building all of your shafts first, your elevator shafts, your mechanical shafts. You build the entire building on the ground floor, and then you raise it up. Build the next floor on the ground floor, and then you raise it up. Everything is cantilevered off of those cores.
Oh, that sounds innovative, powerful, Dan.
It is innovative, and guess what? It's been around since the 70s. And when you start seeing what the cost savings are on this, Felipe, it'll blow your mind. I mean, we're talking just on the site work alone, 30% savings.
Love that.
When you talk about the building and the efficiencies, they finished their buildings about a year sooner. Sooner than doing the same building traditional. That's a big deal.
Huge deal.
So that's what we had on Wednesday. So you definitely need to go there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, because guess what? All of our information lives there day in and day out on our YouTube channel. It is always there for you to watch. And we are being consumed 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day, our YouTube channel is being consumed. So thank you to everybody out there who is following and watching all of our content that we're putting out there. And then, of course, we had BS Friday. Mark Bare Naked Willie. If you don't know Mark Bare Naked Willie, you should. He's really not naked, though. Just don't no disappointment to anybody out there. Don't tune in and think we have that kind of show. BS Friday, Building Science Friday. We have experts on from all around the world. This Friday, we had on Mike Schaefer, who is one of the heads over at Mitsubishi, talking about all their new mechanical systems, ERV, HRV, heat pumps, you name it. This was probably one of the better shows, not only for people in our industry, but also for the consumer to tune into and learn from. That's a big deal here. I think personally, Felipe, that our industry needs to be more like the pharmaceutical industry, where for us, we want the consumer asking for a better product, right? You see it, right?
That's a pool where the customer gets to pull in the value that they want.
Right.
Super critical.
Well, that's right. So this is what we want, though. We want to get the word out there, so the consumer is going to the builder, going to the mechanical contractor, asking for a better product. No different than the pharmaceutical companies say, hey, you want this Viagra? Ask your doctor for it. It'll make your life better, right? It's the same concept. Same concept. So, so that's it. You got to just I can't talk smart. Check that out with Mike Schaefer. You will enjoy that show tremendously. But what's big? What's big this week? Do you have any idea what's big this week, Felipe, coming up?
I don't. What's happening next, Dave?
Tuesday, we are on location at Boxable in Las Vegas. We are packing up. We are leaving California today, and we are heading to Las Vegas, baby. Not a big gambler, but I will hit the craps machine every once in a while. But this trip is all about Boxable. Elon Musk just bought one of their products. Rumor has it he's living in it. I don't buy that for a moment. I don't buy it for a moment. My guess is he's checking it out to see how he can take it to space. What do you think?
Oh, I think it's going to definitely make its way to Mars.
It might, right? It might. I don't know if they're built airtight, though. They should be if they're trying to build a passive code and we're going to do this right. But who knows? Who knows? So that is the big week coming up next week. We're going to have a light show on Monday just because we have a big production happening on Tuesday live on location. We will be one of the first ones to showcase inside the new Boxable manufacturing facility. This is a hot topic, and it's going to be a lot of fun to do this show. We got our audio and video people lined up in Vegas already, so we're looking forward to bringing this to everybody out there. For sure.
And Dave, you can count on me being there because I subscribed on your YouTube and I hit that bell.
That bell?
So I'll know when you're live and I'll just jump in and watch you at Boxable.
Perfect. I love it. Felipe, you're the best. You're like my best friend all of a sudden.
Well,
my best friend in the world.
I think it's because we have the same purpose. We're aligned on purpose, and that's so critical. It's so rare to find people so passionately working and showcase all these beautiful things you've been working on this past week and this future week. This sounds like a great week. Powerful first week of August. Dave Cooper.
It is going to be a very powerful first week of August. I love how you look at it. And I think, Boxable is making a lot of headlines. Can you really build their casita, I think how they say it, for under $50,000 delivered? That does not include site work and all that, but we're going to find out for sure. Let's say hello to a couple other folks here this morning. So we got Andrew Wilkinson. Hi, all the way across the pond. England, what's happening, Andrew? Hope all is well. It is good to see you, my friend. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Oh, no way. Dana Spain in the house. Morning, Dave and Jen. And Felipe.
Thank you.
I know she would say that. Dana Spain is a rock star. She's out there with VBC, Volumetric Building Company. She's also does so much work with the veterans and the veterans housing and puts a lot of time and effort in. So, Dana Spain, it's great to see you. I have to say, I feel blessed that you're joining us for coffee with Dave in the morning. So here's to you. You're on the East Coast, so what is it, 9:30 almost out there? Felipe are on the West Coast time, so we're 6:30 a.m. The sun is just coming up. So, oh, no. Good morning, all.
Oh
Sad to see you. So glorious. Hey, I know. Gary, I'm going to miss you, buddy. We had some great hugs. Jerry, we had a lot of fun.
I talked to Jerry on the phone one time, and we spoke. Yeah, one time on the phone. Jerry probably doesn't remember me because he's always wheeling and dealing 1,000 miles a minute, but he is one of my good, I call him an Irish brother. That's how Jerry will remember me. He's a good, really good cat. I love what he's doing too with home construction. So if you don't know Jerry, people, check Jerry out on social media. He is an epic LinkedIn personality for sure. I'm always inspired by the stuff he puts out on LinkedIn.
Yeah, for sure. And I had no idea Rodriguez was Irish.
No, Jerry.
I learned something new every day. All right. Enough of the jokes. Dana Spray. Oh, having an espresso with you and Felipe. Oh, dude. So we were just in San Francisco, Dana, and we went in the Nespresso store. It took everything in my body not to buy one of those machines. I love Nespresso. I had it at a hotel in Austin, Texas, a few weeks back, and they were these little pods in it. And I just I'm like you, Felipe. I like the dark coffee. It has to be really rich. I do like a Dunkin' Donuts, but man, if I can turn something into some mud, I really like a mud coffee is what I call it. In fact, we should have a coffee called Mud Coffee. Do they make that?
We should, if they don't already make it. Nespresso, if you're listening, Mud Coffee, Dave Cooper will help you promote that. We're starting to see Nespresso machines show up on construction sites now. Gone are the old, like, little 12-pot coffee makers. People are bringing in the good stuff now, Dave.
Oh, yeah. They really are, right? They really are. But, on the road, man, you can only have so much in your motorhome. So, we're on Benelli Park right now. I don't know. Let me try and show everybody. Let me give everybody a glimpse where I'm at. So you got the mountains over here. You got the haze from the fires. The water's way down. This is a really beautiful park. It's hard. It doesn't show the beauty so well on there, does it, Felipe? It looks like I'm in a desert. What is the desert?
It still looks beautiful in the morning. If you're watching this on the replay, when Dave first starts off, the blue sky was epic when we first started. Now it's just the camera's got to give you the love and keep you in focus, Dave. So we're just blinded by your beauty. That's really what's going on.
Oh, Felipe, I have to tell you, man, you're making my heart swelter. It's pitter pattering.
Watch out, Jen.
All right, so Felipe, what are we going to talk about on your podcast when I come on there? What are we talking about? What are we going to do?
On my show, we're going to focus on the innovation that Dave is bringing with his storytelling all across the industry, because I know in my heart of hearts that the work that Dave Cooper is doing is making the home building industry next level. People need to know how their homes are built. Gone are the days where we just grow up and live in something. Now we can co-create at such a higher level, and we have so many innovators, and Dave's told so many great stories. I want to showcase some of those stories for my audience so that we can see the commercial construction, bridge the gap together. Let's connect the innovation from the home building industry, people like Jerry and Gerald and what they're doing, and let's showcase that and share it with the people in the commercial construction industry that often are acting like as if they're two different things. And construction is construction.
That's what we're going to You got the gift of gab, brother. I love it. You got the gift, and you have a great show. I was able to check out some of the podcasts and listen. And I don't say this to everybody, but you made my morning run. That's when I listen to stuff. Everybody listens to like music and this and that. I'm like listening to business books, other podcasters. That's my run time, which maybe that's good, maybe it's bad, but I appreciate everything that you're doing. So, all right, listen, we have a big week coming up. Go and check out Boxable on Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. We will be live with the founders inside their manufacturing facility in Las Vegas. So you want to check it out. And then also, if you're not following Felipe Engineer-Manriquez, which is an Irish name, I just found out, you need to go to.
I'll forgive you, Dave. Let's just go by Felipe Engineer. Let's shorten it down for the show. You can find me everywhere. Felipe Engineer.
Felipe Engineer. And he truly is an engineer.
I am. I studied electrical engineering. Have a degree. It's actually hanging right in front of me. He's just off camera. just to remind me that I did study electrical engineering for 6 years.
So he knows a little something about something. But Felipe is not just a podcaster. This is not how he makes his living. He is in this business. He is working every day to make construction better in the field with the current company he is with. So Felipe, how does everybody find you? Just do a YouTube search, Google search, Felipe Engineer.
Felipe Engineer will find me on all things. You can also hit me up in my short bio link, which is thefelipe.bio.link. That'll give you all the ways to connect with me. thefelipe.bio.link.
I love it. I love it. All right, listen, everybody. That's it for this morning's Coffee with Dave. Special guest, Felipe Engineer. Please tune in with us on Tuesday at Boxable, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Felipe, don't go anywhere. We will come right back to you after the outro. And everybody else, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Enjoy your family. Take some time off. Relax a little bit. Life is short. We'll get back to it on Monday. We'll see you then. Thanks, Felipe. You're supposed to say thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
I knew it. I love it. All right, we'll see you guys. Bye now.
Bye-bye.